Hey guys, my name is Susie Barber, and I'd like to thank you for taking a couple of minutes out of your day to watch this video. If you're like me, you've probably watched a little bit of the news lately, and you've probably felt a little bit overwhelmed. To be honest, what's going on in the world today is pretty dark. There's a lot of awful news. It seems like things are pretty broken. And if you're like me, you've probably felt a little bit hopeless. You've probably felt like there's no way that you could ever contribute to a solution that would help make things better or that would fix things. I know because I've been there. I felt that way myself. And a few years ago, I had a great mentor who told me that when something really dark is happening, when you're feeling like that, when you're feeling hopeless and overwhelmed and powerless, and you're looking at something horrific and you're thinking, how could this be better? How could we fix this? She told me not to get lost in the how and the who and the what, but to instead look for the heroes. She said if you'll look for the people who are showing up, the good people, the everyday people like you and I, who are there doing brave things, even small things, for the good of others, you will be reminded that there is still light in this world, that there is still hope, and that most of us humans are still good, and we still care about each other. We still want the best for each other. And so today, I'd like to invite you into a part of my story that's a little bit dark. It's a little bit hard to talk about. And I'd like to give you the opportunity to be an everyday hero. I'd like to give you the opportunity to show up and to do something small, but something great for the good of other people. Back in 2010, my husband Justin, he's the cute guy behind the camera today, we were pregnant with our first child, and we were so excited. We were going to name him Kingston. We found out that it was a boy. We decorated the nursery in blue. We folded all of his sweet clothes and put them in the drawers. And I started having contractions. And we went to the hospital just like any couple does, ready to meet our baby boy. But when we got there, we got some of the most devastating news of our lives. I was 9 months pregnant, sitting in a hospital bed as a first-time mother. And the nurses and the doctors gathered around, and they told us, we're so sorry, but there's no heartbeat. And so all of our family and friends started to gather. The social media channels went crazy. Thank God for Facebook for things like this. Everybody started asking everybody we knew, please pray, please pray, please pray. And we prayed so hard that this little baby boy in St. Petersburg, Florida, would be born crying, that somehow God would do a miracle, that somehow the doctors were wrong, and that we would hear him cry when he was born. And so he was born. He was 10 and a half pounds. He had beautiful curly hair, dark. He smelled like a normal newborn. He was so gorgeous and precious. But he never cried. And a miracle didn't happen. Our prayers were not answered that day. And we lost our newborn son on the day that he was born. And as you can imagine, those first few hours after he was born were some of the darkest we've ever experienced in our lives. They're also some of the most precious. We spent time holding this sweet baby, cradling him, snuggling him. We wrapped him in blankets, we clothed him, we bathed him. We took 1,000 pictures of him, and our family came and held him. We all cried over him, we all prayed. We loved him as much as we could, and we tried so hard to memorize his face so we would never forget it. And then we did what no parents anywhere in the world should ever have to do. We gave our beautiful newborn son back to the hospital staff, handed it from our arms to theirs, and we never saw him again. And we went home for the Christmas season that year with empty arms and broken hearts and broken dreams. We were devastated. We didn't know where to look or who to turn to or what to do or how we would go on. We had this beautiful nursery in our home, and we were parents with no baby. It was awful. Fast forward 5 years, almost 5 years have gone by since my sweet Kingston went to heaven. And life has been hard at times, but it's also been beautiful. We have 2 gorgeous, healthy little girls, his little sisters, that are with us today. And we've had wonderful moments, along with the hard moments of trying to figure out how to live this life without our baby and our son. But every year we've started to see, as we get further and further away from the day he passed and the day that he was born, we've started to see that he has an incredible legacy. We've watched his life change the lives of others over and over and over again in ways that we never could have imagined. My son, even though he never breathed a breath on this earth, is a world changer. He's helped so many people, and I'm so proud of his story. And so this Christmas, this holiday season, in honor of my little Kingston's 5th birthday, I would like to invite you to join us and be an everyday hero, an everyday good person doing great stuff for other people, and help us to help a maternity center in Haiti that is doing amazing things for mommies and babies. I don't know if you've ever been to Haiti, but Haiti's a beautiful country with beautiful people, but it's pretty broken and needs a lot of help. And Heartline Maternity Center is there on the ground in Haiti. They've been there for over 20 years, doing incredible things for mommies and babies there. Haiti actually has the highest infant and mother mortality rate in the Western Hemisphere. That means that all the time there, for senseless reasons, like the fact that there's not clean drinking water in most places, like the fact that they don't have access to proper health care and maternity care for these babies and these mamas, that means every day, all the time there are women and babies like my Kingston and I who are losing one another because of senseless reasons. And so today, I'd like to invite you to join us and partner with us to get this maternity center some life-changing supplies that they need, some medical supplies and other things like that, that will help these mommies and babies to have healthy, normal, happy deliveries in my son's honor. So this Christmas, you can join us by going to gofundme.com/lovekingston and make a financial contribution. You can do it safely, easily, securely online, and no amount is too small or too large. If you can only give $5 or $10, that's great. It'll help. If you can give big, please do so. We're excited to see what we can do for these moms, for these babies in Kingston's memory. So I'd like to invite you to join us and to be a part of it, and I hope that you'll consider. We would be so grateful. And before we go today, I'd like to take just a minute to say to my sweet little guy, Kingston, if you can hear me, I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what your story has done and what your life has done. And I wish we were doing piñatas and balloons and the other things that you should do for a normal 5-year-old boy's birthday this year. But instead, I hope that you will feel honored and celebrated as we help these mommies and these babies in your honor and in your memory by getting them the supplies and things that they need. I love you, and I wish you were here. Everybody else, Merry Christmas, and I hope that you'll consider joining us.